The Stag got its buff and it's amazing. There's a lot to learn and go over today. And hard stop, before I go further. Even before the buff, it was great. There's gonna be zero slander about the Stag. It's awesome. Getting pre-footage before the buff, I got 3 Wii Rans using the Stag. All different subclasses, all different weapons. Nothing was the same. The only thing that was the same was one thing, the Stag. After this update, I've also had Wii Rans. It's crazy. And a lot of what I try to do is show you potential to get better with things, show you some ways to utilize gear. And with the Stag, I wanna show you what it's all about. I really think a lot of players have been passing on it. Just please, not anymore. I'm gonna show you the Stag playstyle for PvE and PvP, the things you can do to really elevate it, and I highly suggest that you try it out. Because I don't think you're gonna believe the power that's here. Seriously, if enough people paid attention, it could be, and it would be meta. And I don't say that lightly. You can do some extraordinary things. It's also very good in higher tier PvE scenarios, whether you're solo or with a fire team. So I wanna show you some things and just know that it's here for you. If anything, just know it's something in your back pocket. Now, a lot of people think it's a bad exotic because it's the most beneficial when you die. That isn't true at all, thus has zero street cred. I want to change that. I want to show the real reason you're using it. The exotic perk is Deadly Departed. The updated perk states your rift provides damage reduction to allied guardians standing in it, grants rift energy when you're critically wounded and on your death, creates a healing rift on your corpse. The Stag might not be for you, but the Stag has always been a very good solo or team-centered exotic. It might not be your playstyle, but a Stag Warlock is an asset to your team, whether it be you or a friend, and it can be great both ways. If the Stag Warlock is doing what they're supposed to do, it's a major asset. So I do encourage you, regardless of skill, to try the Stag playstyle out. In the Crucible, it's gonna help your rotations, it's gonna help your map knowledge, perfect anchor points, it's gonna help your game sense, and most importantly, you're gonna see how people play. You have a lot of control with the Stag. Everything's gonna happen right in front of you, and the best part, you're gonna have your rift like 90% of the time. You're pretty much always gonna be playing in areas. The number one thing, and I'm gonna bring it up from time to time, as a user of the Stag, it's all about this right here. The moment your shields are broken, you get a massive, massive chunk of your rift back. If you run high recovery 100, which I do in all this gameplay, that rift cooldown is 41 seconds, but the moment someone breaks your shields, gets you low, this happens. If nothing else is done, it takes about 10 to 11 seconds to get your rift back. And in PvE or PvP, if you throw that rift, get your shield broke, get the health regen, stay in it, you're gonna have the next rift before your current rift runs out. With the update, they added damage reduction. This goes to you and your allies. You get 25% against combatants, 15% against players. In the Crucible, that means things like the Palindrome do 60 to the head. It can't 3-tap you. They have to 4-tap very quickly because you're going to be having your health regen. If they miss a headshot, it can take 5 shots to kill you. Meanwhile, if you're in that healing rift, ducking in and out of cover, you're getting constant health regen and damage reduction. In the Crucible, it wins a ton of gunfights. PvE, it's huge there, 25% damage reduction versus combatants. And just to test the absolute bare minimum, I did the 1350 Lost Sector at 1320 power. I was underleveled by 30. I was running Bottom Tree Dawnblade, and that's not the best kit for the Stag at all, but I just wanted to use all of this at base. All I had on was Overload Bow and Unstoppable Pulse to stun champions. Now, it took me 24 minutes, but I got it done. Very underleveled, and it's just to prove to myself that even running very vanilla works like a charm. And this is something for those of you out there that are struggling with the Lost Sectors or doing harder activities. Because what you can do with the Stag, and I did it multiple times to get the clear, it could take me about 6 seconds to get my rift back because I would throw the rift down, work from the rift. When I got hit by champions or any damage to break shields, I would get a chunk of that rift energy back. And a lot of the time, since I'm in the rift, they would keep breaking my shields. I would regen just a little bit, they would break them again, and it gives the second half of that. So I get my full rift energy, like I said, in 5 or 6 seconds. You can do that content from safety of a healing rift that has 25% damage reduction. Not to mention sniper damage, melee damage resistance, concussive dampener. All those things can be added to that DR. Now, I didn't have them on, but you could and should add those things along with your Charge with Light, Elemental Wells, Warmind cells. Very strong, always within that well, getting health and DR. It's top tier. But now let's build on it. First, Shadebinder. As far as the rift goes, I look at it like this. With any subclass, with any tree, you can go safe with healing, which is really good, or you can go for pure power with empowering. There's no wrong answer. The way I have the aspects and fragments for Shadebinder, Frost Pulse and Ice Flare Bolts, I have Whisper of Change for the damage reduction, Rhyme for getting an overshield when crystals are shattered, Torment, so when I take damage, I get grenade energy, and then Shards. Hitting a crystal gives me a boost to my grenade recharge rate. Now together, this is really good with the stag. The first thing, Whisper of Chains. Standing near a crystal or frozen target gives you damage reduction. By itself, it grants 25% DR. And in the palindrome example, it does 53 to the head. This does stack with the stag and it's crazy. What it does is it takes the 15% going from 70 to 60. So with that number, it takes 25% with the DR if you have the crystal. The palindrome now does 45 to the head. Huge damage reduction. It's 35% total. It's enough to tank a rapid fire sniper shot to the head. It's enough to tank a slug shotgun to the head. And keep in mind, you're gonna be regenning health, and as people are hitting you, you're getting grenade energy, you're getting your rift. Pair it with a demo weapon, you can do a lot of things. In PvE, same thing. It takes the 25% from the stag and then the 25% from Rhyme. So you are a tank in PvE. So with what I was doing earlier with those champions, you can add in a Glacier Grenade while you're doing that content for the increased DR. But what I'm gonna start getting into with these subclasses for Warlock is the benefit of running them in pairs. Like I said, you can do really well by yourself, but adding on another Stag Warlock with you is very, very strong. You should have one with the Empowering Rift, the other with the Healing Rift, and you play those rifts in common areas with your teammate. In the case of Shadebinder, you have 35% DR between both of you. You're healing, you're empowering, and if they do end up breaking shields, not taking you down, they're giving you guys rift energy. The only thing that can really take them out is a linear fusion or sniper headshot, really. And a real quick tip for running the stag in PvP. Now, in PvE, you're kind of bound to the champion mods, overload, things like that. But in PvP, most of us run a reloader on their arms. For that second perk, it needs to be void energy, void arms. Use either bolstering or focusing strike. With bolstering, you tag them with a grenade to get glass ability energy. So you could pop your rift down, get your shields broke, it's gonna give that chunk from the stag. If you tag them with a grenade, you're pretty much gonna have it back. The other one is focusing strike. When you hit them with a melee, you get class ability energy. It's the best used with Shadebinder. So if people get close, you have this huge DR, you can freeze them to get some rift energy back. Most all other subs are gonna be using bolstering though, the one for the grenade. The Shadebinder kit with stag is crazy good, empowering for body shots, 2-tap Ace of Spades with Mental Mori. And one of my favorite things is running the new stasis weapons that have headstone. Precision final blows drop down a stasis crystal. You can keep making damage reduction around you, or create one, then pop your rift on it or around it, and then you have that full kit. It's amazing, very, very strong. And again, as I go on here, if enough people pay attention, it would be up there as far as usage. It's very strong. And also the new perk on the bow specifically, and I don't know if I'm saying it right, help me down in the comment section. Adagio? After defeating a target, the weapon fires, charges, and draws more slowly, but gets increased damage for a brief period. Well, in an Empowering Rift, the base bow does 182. If you get a kill within your rift, and meanwhile you're gonna have it up a lot, the following shots after that with that perk activated are gonna one-shot headshot. Really fun to use. And in PvE, you could run 2 Shadebinders, one with the stasis turret, one with the Glacier Grenade. And the point is pure survivability. You're slowing enemies around, freezing them. You both have very big DR. You work both wells with each other, healing and empowering. And in PvP, extremely good while using solo, but I think multiple players running it wherever you are, like think Trials of Osiris. It's something to look out for. Now, the second best subclass, it actually might be the best, but you need another teammate. It's gonna be Middle Tree Dawnblade Well of Radiance. Crazy, just crazy with the stag, because within the tree you have Benevolent Dawn. Healing or empowering allies regenerates grenade, melee, and rift energy. Just people standing in your rift gives you all of those bonuses. Endless rifts in PvE and PvP. And in PvE, again, 2 well locks. Maybe you're doing Nightfalls. You can do entire sections just having both the rifts down. And in PvP, same deal. You really feed off of each other. One empowering, one healing. And in PvP specifically, best to use with another stag lock. Very good by itself, but you both standing in the rift, then giving each other rift energy, it's on a different level. And a big thing about the stag is if you see someone using it, pass through their rift. The stag user wants you to pass through their rift. It helps them out. I mean, we've had times where we have double rift, one empowering, one healing. We're getting the damage reduction from the rifts. Someone would come in, we'd smack them with a melee on Middle Tree Well. Well, now we have the empowered buff. So we have the empowered buff with the empowering rift, leading to one-shot body shots. And then the third subclass that's really good is gonna be Bottom Tree Storm. It got a rework, it's doing great, especially with the stag. Landfall can take out a full Titan bubble. And remember, Landfall goes up too, so if an enemy's above you, you can pop Landfall and take them out. But the stag synergy comes from 2 places on Bottom Tree. One is the Arc Soul. Yes, Arc Soul. If you're running empowering, looking for one-shot body shots, they do 189. The Arc Buddy does some ticks of 11 damage. So all players that just survive that 189, they're not gonna do it anymore because you're gonna hit them. Either the Arc Buddy's gonna hit them before or after to either clean them up or prime them. And by the way, do not feel bad for one-shotting people in the Crucible with the sniper. And don't give people a hard time for one-shot botting people. Because in the end, if you run triple 100 stats or double 100, other stats are going to take a hit. If you choose to do that, a lot of people aren't going to hit the required resilience number. They're going to leave it low. Well, they're going to get body shot now. So you can't say anything about getting one-shot bodied when you're running triple 100. Seriously, just stop it. Even in my build, I'm countering it. It can be done. Now the other part is Electrostatic Surge. Your Rift lasts longer, it charges faster, and you run faster when allies are near. So the longer Rift combined with the stat giving energy when you have broken shields, again, endless rifts, then you're gonna be around teammates running with them running faster, you're gonna be getting Rift energy from them. Very good. Devour's good, Nova Warp's good. You're gonna place these rifts in high traffic areas. You place them on flags, place them in places your teammates can use or pass through. And with what I said earlier about the Stag Warlock being an asset, if you see one, they should be close to you, or if they've already set up shop, pass through their rift. Use their rift, because if you're using the Stag Warlock, you want them to do that. So look for those things. And that last part, if you see one pushing or one's entering a choke point, you can't miss the helmet. It doesn't hurt to be by them, because most of the time, again, the Stag user just wants to be around their team. They kind of need it. But in your case, say you're pushing with a Stag user and they go down, they're gonna drop that damage reduction healing rift for you, and it can and will help you to win gunfights and come out on top. I'm very impressed with it. It's very, very strong with two Warlocks feeding off of each other, one healing, one empowering. And remember, solo content as well for PvE, the Stag has your back. If you're new here, remember to hit the subscribe button, and if you are subscribed, thank you so much for your support. And if you're looking for a new controller, I am partnered with Scuf Gaming. Use the link down below and my code COOL at checkout for a discount. Let's talk about the Stag down below in the comment section, builds, uses, and more. Thank you for watching, and until the next one, I am Cool Guy.